Alright, hey YouTube. So the video that I was going to put out tonight has to be delayed because I think the press release happens next Monday, not this Monday, and I was sworn to secrecy, so I can't say anything until next week after the press release comes out. So hopefully this will build some suspense all the way up through the week, and you will continue to check back um, for whenever I actually put that out, which will be the day that kind of the announcement happens. Um, I know, right? It's going to be very, very painful for the next couple of days. However, I will put some replacement content out in its place. And so today's video is hopefully a very short one where I'm going to talk about what to say to somebody who you suspect or think or even have a really good idea is trans. And the short answer is absolutely nothing. You don't need to say anything to this person to tell them, hey, I know you're trans, it's okay. Or, are you trans? Did you used to be a boy? You don't need to ask any of these things. You don't need to make affirmative statements because it's up to the individual who happens to be trans, or maybe they're not, to disclose their trans status to you if and when they are ready to do that. And this is the case whether this is a person you see on the street who may look trans to you. It could be the case if it's a coworker who you've just met for the first time and you're not sure. Or it could even be somebody who you are casually dating and haven't yet struck up a serious relationship with. And even if you are trans supportive, saying, hey, I know you're trans, it's okay, may not come across that way to the trans individual because in some cases they may think that they pass or they blend, and if somebody were to come up to me and say, hey, Danielle, I just wanted to let you know that I think it's great that you're trans, and I'm super supportive of you and everything like that, kind of the first thing that's always comes up, no matter what, is, well, how do you know that I'm trans? And unless you're somebody who is watching my YouTube videos, the answer is something that I probably don't want to hear, because it either means that I'm appearing visibly trans in some form or fashion, that somebody told you, without my permission, or I don't know. And so that's, as a trans person, kind of a little bit alarming. And even if I looked more masculine and didn't pass, you don't necessarily want to be reminded of that either. You just want to go about your day. You just want your groceries. You just want to do your job. And even in dating, I think that can be a little bit different. And I know that some people who've been following my videos might say, well, hey, Danielle, we know that you always say that it's not a trans person's obligation to disclose, and if somebody can't ask if you're trans or allude to you being trans, then how is somebody supposed to state their anti-trans dating preference? And I think you would go back to kind of mind your manners. You don't have to say anything. Like, if this person looks trans to you and that bothers you, the easy thing to do is don't go on another date with them. Just say, hey, had a great time, but, I think other people, we should see other people, whatever. Like, there are lots of ways to gently, reject somebody. And while it's going to sting, it's not going to sting as much as saying, hey, well, by the way, just so you know, I only date cis folks, or I don't date trans folks. Because you don't even have to say that the other person is trans, or ask if they're trans to potentially be offensive. You could also even sort of try to subtly drop hints or passive aggressively drop hints that, hey, I support trans people, or I'm an ally, and that still comes across as a sort of weird thing. If you're sharing a lot of trans content with somebody, or you're being very pro LGBT, kind of hinting at, hey, it's okay for you to come out to me. Like, it's great to put signals out there, whether that's a safe space sticker on your cubicle, an HRC sticker on your car bumper. There are a lot of ways to signal that you're an ally. Um, but the best way to be an ally is just to wait and listen for that trans person to disclose their status to you.